Yes, it's your guy,
Hi guys.
DJ Klyph, back at it again, man, with another episode of Klyph Notes.
Hello, Klyph.
Once again, man, all kinds of ways to stay connected with the podcast. You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts. Just head to the website, www.djklyph.com. And there's links right there on the main page of all of the ways that you can
Shout out
connect
to
with the
Google
podcast.
Music.
Word up. Also, you can check out the weekly on X-Ray FM. Welcome to the neighborhood every Saturday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bringing up at the very best from the Northwest and worldwide. Big ups to everybody who's come through and has been on the podcast. It's been a lot of fun having some really great conversations. But this one, it's the lost. We're recovering the lost episode.
The lost tape, son.
Right. Yo. This guy has become. I don't say this lightly, man, because I have high expectations. No, I'm tripping. This guy is somebody who I consider to be a friend, and had an opportunity to do some pretty amazing things in a short amount of time with this dude. Let everybody know who you are, man.
Oh, hello world, StarChile. You can just call me Star. We can keep it real simple.
What's up, bruh?
How you doing? What's up with it, man?
Man, look, I'm good, man. I'm good because now we in the production suite now. I ain't got no excuses about sound quality or none of that.
Yeah, this was cool. Y'all just need some heat in here. Us narrow. Wait, can we cuss?
It's the podcast.
I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying to work
right.
on my cussing because sometimes I cuss profusely.
Yeah.
I don't need to. But us narrow niggas, man, we don't hold a lot of heat, so I be needing some heat on in here, man. Other than that, man, this was a dope setup.
Yeah, man, it's just the continued growth of.
And
of
a table full of
doing.
wings would be nice, but you know.
Bro, you know, it's a process. It's a process, you know. Man, so like I was kind of joking, but like truth be told, this is gonna have to be a series because there's so much to talk about and so many different directions to go in. And
Yeah.
it's funny because I was talking to a member of the local music community a little while ago, and we were talking about the fact that you are back doing the radio thing in a real way, and we were talking about mic check and some of the other things, and the individual was saying it's so cool to see you back. And he's like, yeah, man, Star was out there doing stuff, and he took a break for a little minute, and it's good to see him back and doing the things that he's doing. So
Oh yeah, that break.
yeah. So you know,
if y'all only knew.
well, I'm gonna, this is home, B. So you can definitely let folk know as much as
Man,
you will put out there.
Ask me whatever you want. I will. You know me. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'll tell you whatever you ask me. We going with.
That's what's up. Well, let me, man. So in the original episode, man, we had an opportunity to really get into your history and how you got started and a lot of the things that you're doing. But man, there is so much going on right now. So I think what I really want to do is I kind of want to start with the now and then maybe
work backwards.
Yeah, work backwards.
Works for me. Fire away.
So we are recording this the day after the Mic Check PDX Team Backpack PDX Cypher, the very first PDX Cypher dropped.
Yes.
And the response has been just stupid already, bro. When you came in, you told me what's the latest numbers?
It's like 7,000 views in less than 24 hours.
That's just ridiculous, bro.
So
I know
good
people
look.
are aware, but let everybody know what Mic Check is and
Mic Check PDX. It's a monthly event showcasing Portland hip hop. It's my brainchild that I have concocted along with you, sir, DJ Klyph, who gave me the opportunity to do it. So basically, Klyph threw the oop, and I finished we've been rocking since June
of last year.
Yeah,
man.
so we coming up on a year here in a couple of months, and it's gotten rave reviews. It's been really good attendance, especially for the first year. It's work, but it's not hard work. I just want it to grow. Like, I just want it to keep growing. It's one of those things where it's getting a lot of buzz, but I still want more people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the numbers are good, but it's under that, oh, it's good for Portland. Like, oh, it's great for Portland hip hop, but I I don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I need it to be great, period.
Right.
Not great for Portland hip hop.
Right. Right. You know, it's funny because it it has gotten bigger than Portland hip hop, um, in a
Well,
number of
yeah,
different ways. In a
yeah,
number of different ways. So I think first off, you have I don't even remember how many months in, but we were hearing people from outside of the Portland area starting to talk about it. Yeah,
yeah.
we gonna it's a
Outside of
monthly event.
Oregon
Yeah,
and outside of the West Coast.
which is kind of dope.
Yeah,
To say again we're less than a year in, and this was months in
right.
when we started hearing that.
I have. There's just I don't know. There's a lot about me that people just don't know, and they don't because I don't say it or talk about it.
Yeah,
So they don't understand like how my brain works, and so they don't understand that I can be in an event and it looks like the greatest event in the history of man, and I'm unhappy. Not on no like weird
Right.
depression type stuff,
Right,
but
right.
I'm like I set ungodly goals
Yeah.
for what I do.
Yeah,
And so therefore in my brain I'm constantly failing, but in order to be great you have to fail. So it's like I'm tricking myself. So it's like I make fun of myself in my head. This sounds crazy. So now people are like starting fucking nuts. But
right.
I make fun of myself. So I'll be like, you failed. Like you're not as dope as you think you are.
Is that a product of success that you've seen for yourself or for others?
No, it's a product of keeping myself humble.
Mm.
The worst thing you can be is not humble.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you better humble yourself because you don't want God to do it.
Come on now.
Like I've seen people pray,
Yeah.
like, "Oh Lord, just humble me." Oh yeah, that turned out horrible.
Right.
I'll be like, "Nigga, I would never pray that prayer." I'm like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I humble myself before He does.
That's what's up, bro.
But I think it comes from some of my interactions in the industry, in the music industry. That's why I have sometimes I have a difficulty dealing with Portland MCs based off of their ego, and it's like, bro, you don't have a single out, but you have a manager. Like, what are you doing? And it's because of the artists that I've met in the industry who are, multi-platinum, famous in movies, and they're the most humble people ever.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, well, if that person can be that, how are you with no accomplishments not that?
And how do you fix that? So if
You can't. They have to fail.
Yeah.
Like they have two options: fail just horribly, or they have to skyrocket to stardom to match that.
But there's got to be an in between, right?
I don't think there is.
I mean,
You would like for them. You would like for something that. See, I've always been one of those people that you have to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
Like something has to happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you just become humble. I don't think you just wake up one day and like from being an arrogant person to being a humble person on your own. Like you either have to see something or go through something. I could be wrong, but that's what I think.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
So therefore something has to happen.
When you have on that subject, when you have artists who are still trying to figure it out, and who, whether it be having somebody telling them that this is what you need to do in order to make it, or just thinking that this is what you need to do in order to make it.
Well, the funny thing is, that's the problem with the internet and this new age that we have right now. It's like the ultimate double-edged sword, because on one part you have people that can make music and then skyrocket to stardom, but they don't have any social skills.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have to do anything to get there.
Yeah.
So they don't know how to interact with people. They don't know how to interact with the public. They went from making music in their bedroom to being on stage with 1,000 people singing a song.
Right. There's no in between.
and there's no teaching process.
Yeah.
So like bro, I just came back from LA, and there's an artist in Portland that, and when I'm in LA, I'm at this event with various record labels and radio stations, and none of them had anything good to say about this artist.
This Portland artist.
Yeah, and I was like, oh. And I wanted to defend him,
Yeah,
but I couldn't. So I was just like, it is what it is.
yeah.
So, but it also comes to a point where it's like I kind of tried to semi-defend him with, I don't know if it's him or if it's his management.
Right.
And they were like, well, we don't care. If he doesn't have another hit, we're not fucking with him. And I was like, sheesh.
I've come across, there are a couple of artists in particular who come to mind who I've been able to really talk to. Like, I've had artists who sent me stuff, yo, check this out. And who've been really, really receptive to constructive criticism, or to my opinion.
Right.
And have taken that and have said thank you. Not that they, and maybe after we talked they said whatever, and they kept it moving. But they have come back and they've sent me more music to listen to. I've had other artists who I've just been able to sit down with and hopefully impart some wisdom on them, and they've been receptive to that. So those artists do exist here, but I know that there are other artists who may not be as receptive to that. How do we bridge that gap? How do we narrow that gap? Or is it purely just like,
I think that's
individuals?
life.
People are just different.
Yeah, I think it's life. Like, you have people that are cool and you have people that ain't cool.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be I know, Klyph, I know you want a kumbaya.
That's right.
Worldwide kumbaya.
Always, baby. Always.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not how the world works.
Yeah.
So you just got to let people bump their head, and the people that you see that are dope inside as well as musically, then those are the people that you try to take under your wing. Like, there's a reason why I work with the people that I work with, and I look out for the people that I look out for, because it's not a matter of what I think I'm going to get out of them. It's a matter of, if I can get them to that spotlight, I know when they get there, Portland is going to be all right.
Right. Right now it seems like, so let's go back just a little bit. Well, let's go back a lot. Spend a little bit of time on it.
Okay.
You're in a position right now where you can really do that. So your position right now is with Portland's newer urban radio station, We 96.3. And so you are truly in a position to give people opportunities. One of the ways that you've given people opportunities is with the new 93-second joint.
96
second.
But yeah,
what I call it, 36 seconds the first time. I was
something like that. You got random numbers.
So real quick, let everybody know what that is.
So 96 seconds is a concept that I came up with when we needed content for the website. Like, we were trying to think of original content for the website. And I was like, well, a part of our moniker and our motto and, what we say on commercials and everything is, we are Portland. And I'm like, okay, but if we are Portland, then we need to support Portland artists. So I'm like, well, we are playing the Amine record and the Tyus record, and both of those are Portland artists. It's like, but we need more, because, they have record deals and, hit records, but we need cats that aren't there yet. Like, how do we nurture and push them to the masses? So I thought of this segment where basically, We 96.3, so that's where the 96 seconds comes from, where they just come in and they just spit bars for 96 seconds. And we record it in our Skype Live studio, and we put it up on our website. And then we have promos that run for, hey, check out such and such on the PDX, We 96.3 PDX.com. Check out their 96 second segment, blah, blah, blah.
That's what's up. So you're in that position to give people these opportunities, but this doesn't come from somebody who's in a position with a job. And I mean, you were an artist, you were an MC. I have StarChile vinyl at the lab right now.
I think that me starting off as an artist makes me understand artists more, and at the same time completely not understand artists, because I understand, you're an artist, you're trying to get on, you want to be heard. Like, I understand the drive and the hunger and wanting to be on. And then there's stuff that artists do that I just completely don't understand, because I'm like, when I was an artist, we would never have done that. We would never even remotely think that way. You're weird. Or you're full of yourself. Yeah. But, things have changed. Like, people are different now.
Things have changed and the industry's changed a lot. I remember when it was about getting a single. But I have this conversation often. I was talking to Libretto, and he was saying when Misfit Massive came together, everybody got their money together to go into the studio to pay for studio time. And, and the blessing of the digital age is anybody can go to Guitar Center and buy Pro Tools or buy Logic and set it up in their bedroom and record their album. It's
a blessing and a curse, because the blessing is, anybody can do that.
Right.
The curse is, anybody can do that.
Exactly.
I say this, I use this analogy a lot. It's like a freeway entrance. It's like an on-ramp. Like before, there was 2 on-ramps, maybe 3. Now there's 1 million on-ramps. And guess what? It's LA rush hour traffic. Yeah. And it's not fun. Yeah. And you got to sift through all that traffic to try to find a decent car. Yeah. Before, it was, for the most part, the cream rises to the top. But, with record labels and, whatever other deals were made and behind closed doors, the best didn't always rise to the top. Yeah. So, I think that's how this age of music was allowed to happen. I personally blame Master P for iTunes. Yo, there was a time, I'm kidding, I don't personally blame him, but actually I do. There was a time in hip hop where we was paying 25 albums for double and triple CDs that had 1 good song on it or 2 good songs on it. Yeah. And shortly after that is when iTunes popped up. It was just somebody was smart enough to be or mad enough. They was like, nigga, I'm not giving another nigga $28 for 11 songs. Right. I'm going to find a way where I can just buy the one joint that I like. Yeah. And boom.
And here we are. I have, I always try to be careful, because I realize that it is a different age. It is a different time. Times have changed. Music has changed. Styles have changed. Expectations have changed. I think True. There are not as many avenues or not as many situations where there's not as many check and balance systems. I think a lot of times content is created, and instead of saying, okay, maybe that's actually not the best content.
Right.
It's creativity. I'm being creative with my content. And you
fuck out of here.
Yeah. You can't give people that feedback of, it's okay to be creative, but sometimes the creative process is something that you should keep
or sometimes you're just trash.
Yeah, there's that as well. Chopping up with StarChile, speaking truth here on the Klyph Notes podcast. We were talking just a bit at the top of the podcast. We were talking about the Mic Check PDX visuals that dropped on that episode. We had John Bells, who murdered his verse.
Jesus.
I've literally said for years, Bells is one of the dopest artists in Portland, but I have never seen him or heard him go in like that.
I told him, they're like, yo, what do you think about the Cypher? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I can't get past John Bells' verse. I watched it 100 times. Right. And I just texted him yesterday, and I was just like, I do the work like this, just me in the yard, nigga. That's my favorite line. And it's not even a bar. It's not it's just the delivery. Yeah. You got to see it. When you see his face, he's looking at you like, yeah, nigga.
It is that's
my guy, though.
Mike Capes representing the North Side, and Capes just does what he does. He was so smooth on his verse.
Capes' verse is one of those verses like you got to listen to it a couple of times.
Because you'll miss stuff.
Yeah, because like I've heard people be like, his verse was all right, and I'll be like, go listen again, and then they come back and they be like, oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like Big Sean's verse on Control.
Yeah.
Like when people was just like, man, Sean got murdered, I'll be like, he did because Kendrick did what he did, but I was like, Sean's verse isn't whack on there.
Right.
Like Bell's verse is amazing.
Yeah.
Mike Capes' verse is amazing. You just gotta you gotta listen.
You gotta sit with it.
Yeah, like the way Mike's style is, it isn't over the top, punch you in the face.
Right, exactly.
So you gotta listen to it. And then of course Illmac just
and then
comes
Illmaculate came and just did Illmaculate.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like when you're listening to it and you're even where he comes in, like Illmac, he don't even come in on the one on his verse.
Because he was ready.
Oh my god.
I think what it was is he heard John's verse and he was like, oh. And then he heard Mike's verse and he was like, okay, damn it, y'all little motherfuckers ain't finna.
Oh, it is.
I'm the seasoned veteran in here. There will be no disrespect.
Right. It was so crazy. Shout out to the Team Backpack folk. For the visuals came out so amazing. And it's just dope to see Portland get represented like that internationally. It's super exciting to see that.
Indeed.
After the visuals dropped, then the announcement popped up that there is another event that folk need to be checking for coming up on March 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be? We having technical difficulties up in here, man.
You got this mic and it keeps getting lower and lower. I'm gonna just be sliding. Pretty soon I'm gonna be on the floor, laying down,
word up,
talking into the mic,
floor,
like
right.
You're gonna be like, Star, why you got your Big Daddy Kane voice on? I was like, bro, I'm gonna need you to bring these lights up or bring some women in here because this is uncomfortable.
This dude's stupid. March 10th. It's going down at the Mission Theater. I gotta hold up. This is the cool thing about podcasts. I can either edit this out or I can say, nah, this is how we do.
I'm just lowering and lowering. There we go.
All right.
We back in the building now.
Okay, so we was just talking about March 10th. It's going down at the Mission Theater. Team Backpack's coming back to the PDX.
Yeah, we're gonna double up the Cyphers this time. We're gonna have 2.
Oh, word. Okay.
2 dope Cyphers, but one in particular I think is gonna be pretty effing amazing.
When y'all gonna announce the lineups?
As soon as the flyer gets done. I'll probably leak the lineup tomorrow.
Okay.
And then hopefully the flyer will be done either tomorrow or Monday.
Okay. I'm saying this not because
you already know the lineup.
I do, but they don't know the lineup yet. The lineup is going to be it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. And if you're familiar with well, obviously you're familiar. You might not be familiar with what I do. Just know that people that I really admire are going to be a part of this one. I'm just gonna look like that because I'm gonna slip up and say something. So,
when does this podcast come out?
It's probably gonna drop the first week of March. No, wait a minute.
We could say the line.
Can we say it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Run it down.
Cypher number 1 is going to be Versatile, Hanif, and Only One.
Come on now.
That's Cypher. That's Cypher number 1. So that's gonna be the.
Oh my!
That one's going to be that's the big boy Cypher right there. Like that's
Versatile, Hanif, and Only.
Like all 3 of them is just. But the second Cypher ain't like it's not no slouch. It's not like the A team and the B team. No, it's dummy as well.
Exactly.
Like it's the second Cypher is True from I'm trying to remember if he's from LA or the Bay. Somewhere in California.
I think it's from the Bay, but I may be wrong.
Yeah, actually I think you're right. Theory Hazard and
Hazard.
Yeah. And did I say Hazard again?
No, I don't know if you did.
Oh, I always say it. I be apologizing to him all the time. I'll be like, I know it's Hazard, but and Dante Thomas.
Thomas, man. So this is going to be, because I saw it as the PDX Cypher series.
Oh, you caught that?
I saw that.
A lot of people didn't catch that.
So let's go back a little bit again. Shout out to
let's get it popping. Come on, Klyph.
Shout out to McMenamins.
Of course.
Shout out to Jennifer and Lori specifically. I had an opportunity to meet them last year, and
yeah, we got to recover everything because the lost tapes is lost. So we got a lot to get to. Let's get to it.
Lori and Jennifer are two wonderful young ladies who do booking for McMenamins in different capacities, and
yes,
saw what was happening, or what
shout out to Alex
happened.
too.
Shout out to Alex from White Eagle for sure.
Yes,
which is where the monthly Mic Check PDX event happens. They really saw what had happened in Portland, where there weren't as many opportunities for Portland artists to perform, and they reached out to me and saw what I've been gifted with through the X-Ray FM platform. We're walking through the neighborhood and say, hey, we want to how can we build? How can we connect? How can we help?
Right.
And so then, of course, I reached out to people who I'm connected with and people who I believe in. I reached out to StarChile. I reached out to OG1. I reached out to my man Anthony Sanchez of Runaway Productions. Shout out to Klyph Notes. And we were able to get together, and out of that, a couple of things came: Mic Check PDX, and then also another event that you're doing, which is Soul Clap, which really is a platform for the local R&B soul community. So fast forward to today, like we said, man, almost coming up on a year now.
Also, don't forget, out of that came the Black Music Festival.
That's right.
And the Dame show.
Oh, word. That's right. So Dame did his first show at the Crystal,
which sold out in like 30 minutes.
It was ridiculous, man. And y'all know, because it got love, not just in the music community, but in the throughout the NBA.
Yeah.
So once again, man,
so you're responsible for all of that.
Well, all glory to God, but you know how I do. But it's just it's a blessing to be able to have these platforms, to be offered these platforms, and then offer them up to the local community. And so now here we have sort of the next evolution, which is the Mic Check PDX presents Team Backpack PDX.
Yeah, I think the next evolution is, and I think since we're getting ready to, I think this will be out by the time we announce it. So,
is
next
some exclusive.
Somebody with some headphones just was like, "Come on, you're yelling." The next evolution is the Presents, which is Mic Check Presents and Soul Clap Presents.
Oh, word.
So in July, and I think it's like March 5th, either March 5th or March 10th. It is Soul Clap Presents Music Soul Child.
What? Bruh, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that'll be my first, or our first, excuse me.
Yeah.
Mic Check Presents.
Soul Clap Presents.
I'm sorry. Yes, Soul Clap Presents.
Right.
Because the last Soul Clap we did was in January.
Mm-hmm.
And so my schedule I've been super busy. I was like, I can't do Soul Clap and Mic Check.
Yeah.
I was like, but since we have this, so many things coming down the pipe, like it's hard to, like I basically made it towards I have to have a certain amount of time between each event.
Yeah.
Or else I feel like I'm just constantly telling people to go places.
Right.
And then people are like,
dang, Star.
Right. Like, all you do is invite me to parties.
Right.
And I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
Like, I still want to have regular dialogue.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it's funny. I was just talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, for the amount of people that follow you on social media, it seems like you only talk to like 100 people. And I was like, that's because a lot of people, I think, they don't follow me on social media for interaction. They follow me to see what's going on.
Right.
So they don't, like, if they see me out, like, they'll be like, oh, hey, I'm such and such. I follow you on Twitter or I follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm like, Instagram is the main one that I get because of the food pics that I post.
I ain't gonna lie. I'll be mad at you sometimes. I'll be like, ooh, that look good. Man, he don't never say where he at.
Yo, it's becoming like I've had a few females like run up on me, like disgruntled.
Yeah.
Like this one girl was like, you're rude. And I'm like, bitch, I don't even know you.
Right. Yeah.
Like just out the blue. And then it dawned on her. She was like, oh, I'm sorry. I follow you on Instagram and I really like your food pics, but you don't ever list the restaurant. And I was like, really? Like you couldn't have just said hi?
Right.
And then and then tell me I'm rude? Like I would have accepted that because I get what you're saying, but you just started off with I'm rude.
Yeah.
So, but this is what I tell people. Like if I'm cool with you and I know you, I tell people all the time, I was like, yo, just DM me, or better yet, if I really know you, I was like, text me.
Right.
If you text me, I'll tell you where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like the last one I posted, not the last one, two food pics ago. And it's like, oh, you gonna tell us where you at because you in LA? And I was like, well, yeah, because it's in LA. Y'all ain't going.
The opportunity again, to bring in an artist like Music Soul Child to Portland is huge, especially this is gonna be at the Mission.
Oh no.
Oh, wait a minute.
Come on, man.
Maybe
you gonna fit
I'm
Music Soul Child?
I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Crystal Ballroom, buddy.
Of course.
Excuse me. Shout out to my dude, Ronnie Wright.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
word.
Ronnie is a dope. I don't even want to call him. I'll call him a Portland artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm really getting away from calling people local artists who aren't local.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had the #1 soul album. I can't remember if it was because he does soul and jazz.
Right.
So I don't remember if it was the #1 soul or jazz album on the UK charts.
It's crazy.
And he travels the world, so I don't consider that local.
Yeah.
But shout out to him. He actually came to me and was like, yo, like I see what you're doing. First of all, thank you for doing this. And the funny thing, like I'll be telling people, like they be like, man, Star, you do this and and I'll be like, well, I do half of that. I was like, I don't really do everything. Mm-hmm. Like I'm the facilitator and builder of everything, but half of it is like my idea, my curation, my execution, like top to bottom, that's all me.
Yeah.
I was like, the other half is people like yourself or OG1 or in this case, Ronnie Wright, who like, I have an idea. I don't know how to get it done.
Yeah.
And I go, that's dope. I know how to get it done. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And everybody can eat.
That's what's up.
Or it's, I wouldn't do that, so good luck if you're ever able to do it.
Yeah.
That's not something I'm into, or I don't know how to pull that off.
Yeah.
But in this case, he was like, "Yo, I would really like to do this," and I was like, "All right, I know how to make that happen. So let's figure it out." And I was able to figure it out.
And then, I mean, so much goes to all the networking that you've done throughout the years, the relationships you've done you've been a part of throughout the years, and bringing people together, bringing artists together, and I think that there's so much to be said for that, for maintaining those relationships, for not, it sounds cliche-ish, but for not burning those bridges, even those times where, man, maybe this is not something I'm into today, but
I think that there's a good number of people who don't particularly care for me. Mm-hmm. And I think that's because I do things one way. Like I was taught to do business a certain way. Mm-hmm. And they may be into cutting corners or, man, I don't care if the party get turned out. This ain't my building. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, oh, how could you say that? Mm-hmm. I'm a really big picture dude.
Yeah.
Like okay, so you don't care if this party gets turned out. So then when the police start showing up at every hip hop event, you want to blame the police.
Mm-hmm.
But you just said you don't care if this gets turned out. So this is actually on us, not them.
Yeah.
And, I had a lot, going back to the conversations that we had with the police and the mayor's office, which, brought about Hip Hop Day. I had a lot of conversations with a lot of people. A lot of people had what they thought was, a scenario in their brain of how things came to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there were a few people that I just flat looked at them in their face and I was like, nigga, who is you talking to?
Yeah.
Like, who are you talking to? You're talking to me, right? So where in the history of me have I ever done that?
Yeah.
And then it was like, you're right. Okay, we gon' see what's up with it.
Yeah.
Still reluctantly because of what the history was with the police. And I get it. I didn't fault anybody.
Right.
Like, I stepped out on a limb. And I only did it because of the conversations that I had had months prior to any of it going, almost a year prior to any of it going public.
Yeah.
So when people were saying, oh, well, Hip Hop Day is because of this or this or this or this, I was basically like, man, shut the fuck up. You don't even know what you're talking about. Like, none of y'all do.
Yeah.
Unless you was in that room, which you weren't.
Yeah.
Because there was only 4 people in the room.
Yeah.
No, excuse me, 3 people in the room.
Yeah.
Me, OG, and the dude from the mayor's office.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
But, people like to take credit for or, want to be the author of. And it's like, this chapter ain't for you. Yeah. You had your chapters.
And so just to get people caught up. So 2 years ago now, October of 2015 was,
yes.
Wasn't it the 15th?
Yep.
Was declared Portland Hip Hop Day. And the first and second event both happened downtown at City Hall.
No,
that's right. The first one. That's right. Because we had a weather situation last year.
Well, it wasn't just the weather. Like, that's what they were trying. They were
word. Okay.
Nah, it wasn't, bro. I told them. I was like, bro, I'm not going to get on here and bash y'all. I was like, but it was when they were having all of those protests at City Hall and, and the police was wilding. I was like, bro, I'm not doing that.
That's right.
And the weird thing, and this is the America that we live in right now, when everybody's like, protest everything. Mm-hmm. And people were like, oh, I'm not rocking with Hip Hop Day because they're at the mayor's office. And I was like, but we're not. I moved it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Star, you that nigga, man. Yeah, stand with the people. I was like, just a second ago, you was going to protest me. Like, you didn't even check. Like, people don't even look to see what's actually happened.
Yeah.
It's just, everything is so reactionary right now. So that's why I don't talk to a lot of people. Like, y'all stupid, man. I can't deal with y'all.
So that's right. You did move it last year.
So, and the funny thing was that was before I actually worked at We 96.3.
Oh, that's right.
They were like I went to the VP and I was like, this is what's going on. I know you see it because your building's right next door.
Yeah.
I'm not rocking with that.
Yeah.
And they were like, come on in, have it here.
That's what's up.
And I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
And they was like, nah, it's free. And I was like, triple thank you.
right.
And the turnout was light because that day we had that crazy storm. And the protests, and I literally changed venues. I'd say 4 days before the event.
Yeah, I remember it was tight.
So I mean, we still had a good number of people, but it wasn't anything like the first one.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how this next one goes. But I have yet to hear from the new mayor.
Is that right?
Yeah. So who knows? We'll see. Ted Wheeler. His wife hit me. Okay, that sounds really bad.
Yep. Clean it up.
Not like that. Like I had said something about him on Twitter, and she responded like, "Yo, he's out of town."
Oh, okay.
So don't act like Star said the mayor's wife was hot. Like, nah, I'm not. Don't do that, y'all. Y'all niggas be wilding with that. They take quotes.
Exactly.
I'll be on it like
real
they'll
quick.
Be on like on Tuesdays. They'll be on my line like, so what's up with you and the mayor's wife? I'll be like, what are you talking about? So nah, nothing like that. Y'all don't be disrespectful.
Chopping up with StarChile. the as the months roll through into the spring and the summer, there will continue to be opportunities. Now, aside from the stuff that we 96.3 has going, I'm repping X-Ray FM all day, but
You banging on me in here?
um I think
we was partners.
we exactly. We talked about it. We've talked about it on the radio show. I know we talked about it on the last on a lost episode.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. Oftentimes,
Don't mind my.
nah, you good. I know where you at. Oftentimes, and I saw it. I saw it when you announced the March event, the Team Backpack event. A lot of times people say, "Yo, how can I get on Mic Check?" And I go back to something that you said. I think the very first time I saw somebody tweet that out, they was like, "Yo, how can I?" I forgot how they worded it. How can I be on Mic Check? And you said, essentially, be at Mic Check.
Yeah.
It's a monthly event every last Thursday of the month at the White Eagle. The venue is dope. All credit goes to the artists who put in the work over the years. Every lineup has been dope. We've had great numbers on some nights. We've had good numbers on other nights. If you are really interested,
I don't think we've had a bad night.
We haven't had a bad night. We've had great nights and we've had good nights. We've never had a bad night.
I think I consider the good nights bad nights, though.
Yeah, you probably do. You probably do. But come through. Come through for a couple different reasons. Come through, one, to see a great performance. Come through, two, to support the artists. Come through to network. You never know who you're going to meet at this event.
Right.
Collaboration is one of the things that will continue to grow the scene.
But you do realize that niggas just be talking.
Oh, I know.
Like, niggas will retweet you.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about your event every day and not come.
Yeah. And look, and I get it. You can't get out to every event. And right now, there are some amazing things going on in Portland. The Thesis is, I think, heading into year 3. The Love Movement is a new event that's happening.
The what?
The Love Movement.
What's that?
Mike Crenshaw came through a little bit ago. He did the first one. It goes down to Valentine's. There's a new venue.
Okay.
There's a new venue in Portland. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I think there's a new. Where the Far Side did the
oh, you talking about Knicks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there.
I just seen Fifth Ave is starting to do R&B night. So there's a lot of stuff going on in Portland. I'm just saying these are the options y'all have. But
y'all can't see me, but I'm shaking my head.
You listening
right
to Klyph Notes, and I'm telling you, man. I've been doing this for the love for a minute. StarChile has definitely got avenues that he can put his energies into. Aside from the Mic Check thing. And I ain't begging, I'm just saying, support those who support you. It's really as simple as that.
Yeah, if only. But that's the funny thing, though, because the numbers have been really good. And I'm still like, I still look at people and be like, I ain't seen you at one Mic Check. Yeah. But not even, I'm like, it goes beyond me and us. Yeah. Like, I ain't seen you at one Thesis. Like, I ain't seen you at nothing. Yeah. But yet you always talking about Portland hip hop or hip hop in general. Yeah. But I don't ever see you at nothing.
I mean, and if you can be a flag for the scene in terms of, prompting your connects and your community to support it, do that at the very least. Okay, we bouncing around a little bit, man, but I gotta touch on this. And I'm gonna put it out there now because, and I know you always cool with it, but I seen you put it out on social. So, sorry, no idea where I'm going right now.
I don't know what you're doing, but I'm with it though. Let's go. Let's get it. Come on, man. Fire away, man. I need good questions.
You posted that you was at work and John Canzano came up to you. And he was like, "Yeah, I just did the interview with Dan, with Stoudemire," and he said, "Woo, the same things that you've been saying about how the Trailblazers ain't gonna get no free agents to come here."
Yeah.
And I had a conversation. It was you, me, and OG1, and I walked out of that conversation feeling like I don't even know, man.
Like there's no hope,
right? Like there's absolutely.
But do you know why though? Because I mean, we can't say everything on here, but that's because you got inside
I got
information.
the real. Yeah, I got the real.
And what people don't understand about me is in a lot of situations,
Yeah.
I have inside information.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you see me moving a certain way or not saying something about something or maybe making a comment like, yeah, y'all don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's because like by now you should know.
Right.
Like, okay, like I ain't saying I know everything about everything,
Right.
but a lot of times I'll be like, yeah, but I was actually there and that's not how it happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or one of my folks was there who I dearly do trust, and I don't trust a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they told me what it really was.
Yeah.
So like things like that, having inside information actually prevents me from being cool with certain people.
Yeah.
Because the narrative that they're telling the public is not what really happened.
Yeah.
But we live in a society where we don't want to check people.
True.
And we don't want to check each other.
Yeah.
And hold each other to a standard.
Yeah.
So y'all, not me, because I was going to say will, but I'm not doing we because I'm not a part of that.
Yeah.
Y'all will let your friend run with the lie because that's your partner.
Right. Right.
But behind closed doors, you'd be like, bro, that's not even what happened.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, well, so why are you letting them tell that story?
Right.
So, and I could give examples, but I'm gonna let y'all live.
But bruh, so I need you to get me to step back from the ledge, bro. Because I'm a Blazer fan now. I used to hate the Blazers, bro.
It's not gonna happen.
And I'm a huge Blazer fan.
Did
now.
you read the article?
I didn't read the whole article.
Read the article. Like Damon said it. I mean, it's the same thing, bro. It's like you got to look at it from the player's perspective.
Right. Hold on, this is bugging. Hold on.
Was I slouching
exactly,
over?
Man. It's like you about to tie your shoes or something, B.
You have to look at it from the player's perspective.
Yeah.
If you were a 23-year-old black multi-millionaire,
right,
would you really want to be in Portland?
But this is what I'm saying, though. So at the end of the day, and I know that
I don't want your farmer's market.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Because wifey always be telling me, like, why you always got to go to extremes? Because then I feel like, pack up the team, send it to Seattle in.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Right?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying don't nobody want to come here. I'm not saying the team needs to move or anything like that.
Yeah.
We have two avenues.
Okay.
We have the draft, and then we could kidnap somebody. Like, those are like... We're not going to get big name free agents. And I told, like, last year was the perfect example. Everybody was like, yo, we got 100 and something million. I said, we ain't going to get one decent nigga out of the bunch.
Right.
What do we end up with? Evan Turner for 73 million?
Like,
what?
But Whiteside said we was his number 2.
Really?
I'm trying, bro.
Number 2?
I'm trying. Bro.
Where's that got us? Is the nigga in the jersey? Is he here in the building? No. Okay. Thank you.
Trying, bro. But you know, it's
and
funny.
was you gonna leave Miami for Portland?
No. But see, and that's the thing that for me kind of solidified it. Because after the conversation we had, I don't remember if we had that conversation before or after free agency, and then you see what happened in free agency, it made me go,
I told you.
Wow. Okay.
I told y'all.
Okay.
I told y'all.
I guess that's so. Once again, y'all better show the cats who are here, show them tons of love, so that when they contracts up, they,
Man, the bottom line is this: Portland is like, let's just be honest. Portland is very white.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
And it's a different kind of white.
Yeah.
Like the example that I give is I got a partner from New York, white cat, super cool, but he grew up in a diverse areas in New York, and we were walking down the street, and he just had this really weird look on his face, and I was like, "Yo, you cool?" And he was like, "Dog, it's like really white," and I'm like, "But you're white," and he's like, "Yeah, but these white people are different." Yeah. And to hear a white person say that, I was like, "Ooh." But the point of that is the league is majority black, young black, and our nightlife is
not
less than par.
Yeah.
So we got part of the equation because we just got the new hip hop station, so that'll help.
Right.
I was like, but never mind. I can't even.
No. That's right. So at the end of the day,
we need nightlife.
Yeah.
That would help.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple other pieces that need to fall into place.
Yeah. But there are things,
and we're not getting the All-Star game, so just
I know.
let that go.
And
We're
let me
not-
just
we're
let,
not
let me
built
just
for
say
that.
this. Let me just say this. Saying that folk here, that white folk here are a different kind of white. To all my white connects, please don't take offense to that. I would say living.
Most of my business is done with white people,
Yeah.
so it's not nothing against them. It's
Yeah,
just
but I don't want
it's
to come
the
across.
it's the ones that aren't that have had less than any interaction with any people of color.
And that's what I was going to get at.
It's usually not white people that are in any kind of professional industry, like the shoe industry, music industry, even tech,
Yeah.
like those. And I'm not excluding anybody else,
Right,
but I'm
right,
like, for the most part, like you meet, like you can tell the difference between people who have grew up around culture
Right.
and those who haven't.
Right. And that's what it is. It's the cultural diversity that is lacking in the Northwest, because a lot of the people that I meet in my day job have never been outside of the Northwest. And when I talk to them about, there's a lady on my job right now whose son is spending some time down in Tennessee, and she says he tells her all the time, "Mom, like I struggle with what I'm seeing down here when I'm hanging out with other people who look like me, and the way that they talk about people who don't look like me." But having never been exposed to that,
Right.
it's a true culture shock.
Yeah, there's a bubble up here.
Yeah.
Part of that is good and part of that is bad. Like, I'm not a I hate white people kind of person by any means.
Yeah. Yeah.
My baby mama's no, I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking. I don't have any kids. Let me repeat that. I don't have any kids. For a third time, I don't have any kids that I'm aware of.
Lord. Oh my Lord.
I checked my email.
So now you are you're obviously very busy,
Extremely.
continuing to build what you're doing in your career, but then obviously continuing to build for the scene. What is it that keeps you I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Shoot.
I went to an event last week. It was a free event, and it was I forget the title of it, forgive me, but my man Chris from Vortex Magazine and Jay from J Fail Productions were behind putting it on. They had a panel of artists there.
Oh yeah, I saw you out there. I didn't get no invite, so I'm not I'm not anybody.
Stop it.
See, this is why I work
Now, wait
so
a minute.
hard.
I shared that on all my social media. Anyway,
Yeah, that's not an invite.
I was
I'm kidding.
was,
Shout out to Vortex.
um
Chris is good people.
putting it out there, man, and I walked out of there feeling really good because of all the great information that I got, but feeling also very disappointed that I was the only person there that I saw that represented the hip hop community. And
Not surprised.
and that's so being someone who, I mean, this is your career. This is what you do. How do you stay how do you stay up enough to continue to give to a community that sometimes feels like
times.
they don't outwardly show that they care. How do you not just say, "All right, I'm good because I can do what I need to do," and
It comes from time to time, but it's oftentimes it's a random place at a random time and a random person who comes up to me and goes, "Yo, I know who you are. I know what you do. You have no idea how thankful I am for you." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, but thanks." And they're like, "No, seriously." One time, one of the stories that sticks out to me the most is I was like, when I'm not working, like I kind of like I turn myself into a square just to see what it's like. Not that that's a bad thing, but I'm like when people, like I walk into the party and they're like, "Yo, StarChile is here," and I'll be like, "Hey," like, I kind of like, like this is y'all thing, like I'm chilling. And And I'll be either in the corner or against the wall. Like, I don't try to be on stage. Like, it's not my event.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need to be up in front of everybody all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so one night I was at a party and I was doing that. I was on the corner, just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing the corner, chilling.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude walked up and he was like, "Oh my God, it's you." And I was like, like it was almost like the scene in Coming to America when he said, I was like, what? This is awkward. And I was like, I don't know who you is. He was like, you're StarChile, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, hold on, stay right there. And I was like, what is this dude?
Star was like, let me find the exits. I'm about to,
It started off a little shaky, but he only went like 5 feet and he was like, honey, look. And she was like, oh my God. And he brought this girl who was his wife, newlyweds. Mm-hmm. And she goes, oh my God. And she holds her ring up. And I was like, okay, that's obviously you're just married. I don't know where this is going. Like, is this some swinger type stuff? Like, you know how my brain works. Forgive me, Lord. And he was like, I met my wife at one of your parties.
Oh, word. And
I was like, and in the back of my brain goes, and that's why you do this.
Wow.
For those moments there. And
that's
it was super random. And I was like, word. That's dope. Yeah. Make sure y'all stay together.
Yeah.
And work at it.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I love her, bro. And she was like, no, we're super happy. And I was like, all right, just remember when it gets rough, work at it.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't always going to be groovy.
Yeah.
And
that's what's up, though, B.
So it's stuff like that. Yeah. It's little stuff. It's it's just little thank yous. It was like when we were at the YGB event.
Yeah.
Like, I had 2 separate people come up to me and like it was almost like they were reading from a script because they said the exact same thing, and I was like, that's odd.
Yeah.
But they're like, yo, we love what you are doing for the community.
Yeah.
And it kind of counteracts the frustrations that I may have, whether I'm dealing with artists or, I remember watching a documentary on Jimi Hendrix, and he said something that really hit home with me that I often do. And this was back when like the Watts riots and everything were going on, and they had came off stage. They had just did a show, and he was like, yo, like that was crazy. And his response was, yeah, it was cool, but was there any Mexicans in the crowd? Like, was there black people in the crowd? And sometimes I do that. Yeah. Like, I do events and I count. Y'all are really getting me. I don't even think I've ever told this. I literally count the amount of black people that are there. Yeah. And I go, you grew up in the hood. All these niggas know you. You didn't tell them about it, and then they don't come. Yeah. And then they sit at home and they complain about there not being anything to do. Yeah. And I remember somebody who I'll let remain nameless because it's no disrespect or anything. And they was like, big bro, how do I get where you are? And I said, you gotta stop doing grimy shit. I was like, I made a decision in 2002 because I was like anybody knows or have been to any of my early parties, like it was the most hood shit ever. Yeah. Like, we would bring strippers to the club and it would be really wild. Yeah. Like, you'd walk in the bathroom like, oh, I'll wait. Yeah. Like, it was crazy. Yeah. The parties was crazy though. Yeah. Like, hundreds of people. Yeah. But I went on tour working for Brand Jordan in 2001. And that changed everything. Yeah. And when I got back, I told everybody, I was like, yo, I'm going this way. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to pan out. I was like, but all this hood shit, I was like, y'all can have it. Yeah. was like, I've seen the light.
Yeah.
And it's glorious over there.
Yeah.
So that was the shift.
Yeah.
And so now, like, I don't care what people look like when they come to my events, as long as they don't tear shit up.
Yeah.
Have fun, drink, dance, get home safely so we can do it again.
Yeah.
And tell more people and bring more people and make it peaceful and make it fun. Like, nobody should go to a party like with a gun, thinking, or am I going to make it home?
Right.
Like, that's just
It's ignorance.
It's stupidity to me.
Yeah.
And I've been in that mind state, not some, like, I've never carried a gun to a party, but I've been in parties where it's like, I don't know if I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah. And that's not what it's about, man. Life is too short. Life is too short to be.
Plus, women are so, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a fan of the female body.
There you go.
Like, I'm probably the biggest fan of the female body in most shapes. Not all, not gonna lie. Not gonna gas you up and lie to you, ladies. But in most shapes, I'm like, how could you be in a strip club or a regular club and be wanting to fight when there's beautiful women walking around?
I love my wife.
Yes, you do. This part of the segment ain't for you.
I'm just sitting here listening.
Tune me out.
Because I love my wife.
Yeah, tune me out. Well,
shout out to Kool-Aid.
Yeah, you're lucky though. Like,
I'm blessed, bro. Believe that.
Like,
that, man. I have conversations often with patients or whomever, and I hear people talking about the this and the that of relationships, and I'm like, Lord, thank you so much that
you do not want to know
what in that lane.
Those of us who are single have to deal with.
I don't.
It's a lot of fuckery out there. Right?
Believe me, brother. I count my blessings for sure.
And the good ones just go to work and stay in the house, so you can't find them unless you go to their job or some shit. Man, don't get me started on that.
Chopping it up with StarChile. Like I said, bro, man. I think that we need to truly make this a series because there is so much to talk about. Your history in the Portland scene, I think, is pretty amazing. You've told stories about people who have been fans of yours for years. I know that there are some other things that are in the works that haven't been announced yet that I'm excited for you for. That I want to be sure for. Stop it. That I want to be sure that we let people know about. But the things to be aware of right now is, number one, go check out the Team Backpack PDX Cypher that's available right now. If you go to the Team Backpack YouTube page, you can see it there. John Bells, Mike Capes, Immaculate. Be on the lookout March the 10th for the Mike Check PDX Presents Team Backpack PDX Cypher series.
At the Mission
Theater. Get ready for the Soul Clap Presents show, the Music StarChile show. That's
Music
going down.
StarChile.
What'd I say?
Music StarChile.
Oh, Music StarChile.
Yeah, I can't see.
That's going down. So much more that's happening. So much more that's coming. You are obviously super, super active on social media because you are involved with so many different things.
I try to be. Let
folk know where you at on social media.
StarChile across the board. StarChile, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So if you're an artist and you send me a friend's request on Facebook, I probably won't accept it.
Why is that?
It's because I just don't want mixtape. I don't want to be tagged in a bunch of mixtapes.
But come on, man. You have the ear of the streets. I don't know that didn't make
okay.
no sense. That didn't make no sense, right?
if you say so, But that's what my my Twitter and my Instagram. And this is what I tell people. People are always like, "Yo, how can I get on out?" And I honestly, truly, I ain't trying to put nobody off, but if you get told something outside of a compliment a whole bunch of times, I tell people, I was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very, very busy." So but I have, people in positions that when you're making enough noise, I'll hear about you.
Yeah.
And then I'll come find you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but everybody nowadays is hot. And I'm the dopest dude in the city. Then why has nobody ever heard of you?
Yeah. You're gonna be reaching out to folk for the next 96 seconds, right?
Yeah. I have. So I just did Maze Karoma.
Shout out to Maze.
Yeah, Maze burned it down. And then next up is Mike Capes and Rashid Jamal. So I'm hoping to get those recorded like within the next week or so. And then after that, I want Win.
Bruh, if y'all don't know about Win,
don't tell them. Don't say nothing.
Oh my gosh. Y'all just wait.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's truly amazing.
I'm just gonna make niggas mad right now, and I think she's better than 90% of the niggas rapping right now.
She's for real, bro. I'm gonna tell you this. So by the time y'all hear this, you'll be able to check out the WTTN Guest Revisited, because Win is gonna be on Welcome to the Neighborhood tonight. So that's
she's calling in.
Oh, she's gonna be here live, baby.
Oh,
she's in the studio tonight.
Well, maybe I'll hang out then, so I can chop it up with her, because I have some things I'm working on that I want her to.
Word.
I just want to make niggas mad. Oh, about FYI, just so y'all know, and it's funny because I need to say this because I just had this conversation with this girl who's like my sister when she was like, you always use the N-word. And I was like, yeah, but I was like, you have to understand. Like, when I say niggas, I don't mean black people.
Yeah.
I don't even mean men. Like, if my phone does something weird, I'll be like, this nigga here. Like, it could be an inanimate object. It could be food.
StarChile's weird.
It could. I'm not. I have some. I have a few quirks.
Idiosyncrasies.
Yeah, I have a few. It could be multiple things.
Yeah.
So don't hear me say the word niggas and think that I'm talking about black people or even men.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I've talking to an Asian girl and just like she said something stupid and I was like, nigga, what? Yeah. And then she just looked at me really confused and I was like, never mind.
Yeah. I do that with everybody to do to me.
Yeah, so don't take it any sort of way. I just like the word.
Yeah.
But something that came to me the other day that I don't know if you caught this or not because you were there. One of the dopest things I've seen in my life in the last 10 years was when we were doing the Dame event, or when I was doing the Dame event, which we'll talk about that in segment 2.
Yeah.
And Amine was performing.
Oh yeah.
So that line where he's like, "Killer, West Side nigga."
Yeah.
So it was that part of the song, and he's like, "Killer, West Side," and he pointed the mic at the crowd, and it was almost silent.
Yeah.
I almost teared up. Like I was so happy.
Yeah. I agree.
Because it was a room full of white people and other people, and they were looking like, I'm not saying that.
Yes.
And I was so, like, I honestly, like, I'm serious. I wanted to hug everybody.
Yeah.
And just be like, thank you for being respectful.
Yeah. So, since you said that, and even after everything that you just said, I love that, but I also feel like it is the responsibility of the art. You have to realize, and I realize times have changed. I listened to
no, it ain't.
I listened to Fat Joe. I heard an interview with Fat Joe several years ago when he was like, "Yeah, everybody can use the word, whatever." And I felt like when you put that in your song, and you want everybody to sing your song, you are giving people permission to use that word.
I don't agree with that.
All right.
Let's go. I don't agree with that.
How do you not agree with that?
This is why. Because when you write songs, and I've written plenty of songs, you're not writing from a perspective of you want people to sing along with it. You're writing it from a perspective of this is me talking, and this is either me telling a story or me just talking to you.
Right, but if
you're an artist, don't say in your brain, unless it's the hook, like, you want the hook to be sung along. But even when you're writing a hook and you put nigga no, like as a black person, when you write songs, you don't write songs for people who aren't black.
No, I agree with that.
They just happen to come along to it. You don't be like, what can I get white people to sing along to?
Right. No, I get that.
You just be like, what is my niggas gonna rock with?
Yeah. No, I get that. Because yes, I totally 100%.
So that's why I don't agree with that. What I really don't agree with is, I think Fat Joe has said it. I believe Travis Scott has said it. I believe Kanye said it. Okay, so here's my story. We're in Vegas. Wait, Vegas? Yes, Vegas. Kanye is performing. Wait a minute. I might be mixing my concerts up. Yes, it was Vegas.
Okay.
And Kanye was performing.
Okay.
I want to say it was the Heart of the City tour with Jay and Mary.
Okay.
And Kanye was there.
Okay.
And please, somebody, if you were there, correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure. Anyway, Kanye was on stage and he was like, he was doing Gold Digger. And he was like, yo, tonight, white people, y'all can say nigga, everybody like, ha ha. Bro, I stood up in my section and I said, if any one of y'all say it, we all scrap it. And I was like, it was me and like one of them of my partners. But he's pretty big. So they were like, and when this white dude was like, you know, bro, it's cool. Like I wasn't gonna say it anyway, whether you were here or not. And I was like, thank you, sir. And I was just looking at Kanye like, bitch, like, bro, like, why would you? But because, like, let's get to the truth of it. We be wanting acceptance from white people. So we feel like if we let them in and let them say that, they'll somehow accept us more. But they ain't letting you into the bank to get that loan.
But no, but here's
why are you begging for their acceptance?
Here's a part of it, though.
They fucking with our culture regardless, whether they can say it or not.
People who are hateful, because people who use that term in a negative connotation are using it because of hate. So people who are hateful, you don't have to give them permission. They're saying it regardless. Exactly. Right. Exactly. I'm just saying. But
here's my thing, though. If you're not black, why do you want to say the word?
I agree. And
when you pose that question, you'll never get a good answer.
This is the answer.
Or at least I've never got a good answer.
These are the answers I've gotten. One, because it's in the song. Two, it doesn't have the same meaning that it used to have.
You got that from us, though.
Yeah, that's
you got that. You got that definition from us.
Right.
So come up with your own.
Right. So I'm just saying, don't give people power over you.
This is my thing. There are words that you just don't say.
Yeah.
Like, if I said the C word, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
If you call a woman that, I don't think I've called women a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That sounded bad, but it was honest. But I don't think I've ever called a woman that. And when I hear dudes use that word, I cringe. I'm like, ugh. Yeah. And I've never wanted to use the word because I know I don't know where it came from, but I know how
you know what it means,
foul it is towards them.
Right.
So if a girl was to put that in a song, I wouldn't say it because I know, like, why do you want to say the word?
Right.
Knowing the history of the word in this country and with our people, whether we flipped it or not, like we flipped it, y'all didn't.
Right.
Like, you didn't say, you know what, man, we was wrong for that. We're going to flip it and change the spelling and turn it into a term of endearment.
Right.
No, we did that.
Right.
So don't latch on like, well, it doesn't mean the same thing. Like, you wasn't in on like, some decisions ain't about you. Some things you just got to sit out. I'm 5'7". If there's a dunk contest going on, guess what? I got to sit that out. I'm not able to participate in that.
True.
Everything ain't for everybody, and that's fine.
Right.
There's things that I'm not allowed to do.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
There's things that I'm not allowed to say.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
But you're also looking at it. You're taking the approach of a, of a person who at the end of the day has a good heart.
Oh, I don't know if I'd say.
I know you hate when I do that, but it's true.
You're stretching.
But we do.
Well, you're stretching on multiple levels.
Right? Yeah.
We'll get to that one later.
But we live in a time right now, man, where hate is popular. You know what I'm saying? People are hating now just to hate, and I'm just saying, don't
but at the same time, hate is also so overused.
I mean, real hate.
But real hate is definitely strong right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the dark side of the force is popping right now. But Also, I think a problem with it is when everybody is labeling stuff as hate,
Right.
when some of it is just honesty. Like, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah. No, exactly. I'm not talking about
That's
that
just
hate.
like some people like, oh, that's racist. And I'm like, I'm black. And no, that's not racist.
Yeah.
So don't say that it's racist. And you don't, like, get out of here.
Yeah.
You know, extra liberal guy. Like,
then it's time to have real conversations and let's
yeah, but
talk
people
about
don't want to have. We're in a society right now where you're not allowed to have real conversations.
True.
Like, everybody's in their gang.
Yeah.
Like, the liberals are over there, the conservatives are over there, the Democrats are over there, the Republicans. Like, everybody's in their gang.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of that because that's not how anything gets done.
Well, I mean, and I think getting to where we've gotten has been done on purpose. I mean, that's really another conversation. But the divide in this country has been happening for a number of years, and I think now the move to progress that division is super, super strong. But at the end of the day, love, less hate.
I mean, it's a nice thought,
bruh.
It's just not real.
Brad Nubian said it, so
it's not real though.
Come on.
It's not real. That's not the society that we live in.
It's time for all people to discriminate.
Wait, what? It's time for people to discriminate. What are you talking about?
Between hate, less love.
I don't know if that came out right.
It didn't come out right. Thank you for listening to Klyph Notes Podcast.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. It's time to go. I got to go get ready to do a radio show.
It's time for truth. Let's start with truth and honesty. No matter how much it hurts, and then go from there. I'm a fan of that.
Yes.
I enjoy the pain of truth, which sounds a little sick when you say it out loud, but it shapes you and makes you a better person.
Yeah.
And I'm not allowed to talk the way I want to talk because it's like I have to censor a lot of stuff because it's just raw truth.
And people can't handle the truth.
People cannot handle the truth.
That sounded really
like
cliche.
They don't even want to. Like, you can't handle the truth. Like, that's real.
Yeah.
Like, I could say something right now and people will be like, oh, I'm never supporting him.
Yeah.
Just based off of the comment.
Right.
But then once I give you the facts behind it, you'd be like, you're right.
Yeah.
So.
All right, bro. We got to do part 2 and 3 and 4. It's going to be an ongoing series. You're going to be like the unofficial, like, Klyph Notes podcast.
All right. Next time we'll I'll let you get your questions lined up.
I had to get that out there, man, because I'm super excited.
Right,
March 10th, it goes down.
Right, Klyph, and ask him what you want him to ask me.
Oh, see, why you want to do that?
Because nobody's going to ask you anything. They don't care about what I do.
You just don't know.
They don't.
StarChile.
At least that's what I believe.
All over social media, StarChile. Just like StarChile. Brother, thank you so much, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
And I've been watching the button, so I know that this one is recording it. We're not gonna have another lost episode.
Oh, okay. You looked up, and I was like, "Who is he looking at?" Like, there's a door there. Like, you can't.
Right.
Clark
who's
Kent,
coming
you
through?
look through like, you something you want to tell me, dog?
Oh, y'all, thank you so much for checking out the podcast, man. Once again, share the love. God bless you all. Until we get an opportunity to do this again, y'all be blessed. Peace.
I don't know when episode 2 is going to be. It might be like sometime next year because Klyph be dragging. So if you don't hear another episode, you know why. It's not mine. Unless I've died or something that, which we hope doesn't happen.
Stop it.
But it's because Klyph was on some superstar status stuff.
I'm pressing stop now. Peace.
I'm just saying.